everyone. So today I kind of want to talk about the book of Matthew, and for some context as to why we're going in the book of Matthew. Over the summer, this past summer, I was going through a really difficult time, and I was reading a devotional book, which is How to Put Love First by Sadie Robertson and Christian Huff. And so one of the days that I was doing this devotional time, we spoke, or the chapter was on Matthew 5:14 through 16. And I wasn't really expecting anything from those verses coming in. Now, granted, sometimes verses in devotional time was really impactful, but there are also some days where I'm like, okay, that was cool, but this was a specific moment where I remember sitting in a coffee shop and I was doing this devotional and I was just like amazed because I think I'd heard about this verse before, but just putting it into picture and studying it and using my own personal experience with it, it was a completely total, just different thing. And so I want to share the verse, share my own context and my own personal experience and how my life kind of correlates to what we're going to talk about today. And so, so today we're going to talk about Matthew 5, verse 14 through 16. And I have my Bible right here. So it says, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." And so it's been about 2 or so weeks since I posted my last YouTube video. And since then, I've been really eager to post another one, but I have been kind of hesitant and I've been making excuses for posting, like, well, I don't have, the perfect backdrop, or, oh, my dog here, or, oh, I'm too busy with school, or, the list goes on. And so I haven't been posting anything. And so because I haven't been posting anything, these messages and things that I want to share aren't being shared. And so that kind of falls into this verses that I want to step into today. And the reason why I wanted to read Matthew 5:14 through 16 is because it talks about light, and it talks about being the light of the world. And so I now have my little journal here with me, and I kind of want to talk about, well, what does being the light of the world even mean? Like, do I, as a human, how am I supposed to be the light of the world to these people, And so as I was reading this in the coffee shop all that time ago, I was asking myself the same question, like, how could Abby, shy little Abby, be the light to, thousands, hundreds, or maybe someday millions of people with just being me? And so I was really thinking on this as I was doing the devotional time. But before I even go into that, I kind of want to answer the previous question, which was, what does light of the world even mean? And so it means we are not only light receivers, but also light givers. We must have a greater concern than only ourselves. We cannot live only to ourselves. And so my goal here through this channel is to share and spread what I've been learning through my devotional time and my walk with the Lord with anybody who decides to watch my videos. And so therefore, my light is hopefully shining onto you guys. And if I'm not sharing content, if I'm not sharing videos or sharing my faith or sharing something that I'm learning, I am kind of in a way holding that light that I could be giving to other people. And it's kind of the same thing. say that, my small group leaders, I was in a small group, or small groups actually, throughout the years, and say that they just didn't want a small group lead, say that they just didn't, want to pursue having a group of girls to mentor to. Well, I probably wouldn't even be here today, if I'm being honest, if it were not for those girls that mentored me, showed me what God's love looks like, and helped me walk through a bunch of the difficult times that I've had in my life. And so we, as God's people, are meant to share our light with others. And so what I found interesting and that I wrote down was Jesus never challenged us to become salt or light. He simply said that we are light. We are the salt of the earth. And light is needed because the world is in darkness. And I'm sure that you've heard of that maybe before, but it is very true. And if we are forbidding other people from seeing our light, then we are just helping in that darkness. And so what should we do as Christians and as believers of the Lord? We should share our light. And the purpose of light is to illuminate. The purpose of light is to make things clear, to make things bright, and to uncover. And so I kind of wrote a few things down of some more purposes of light. The purpose of light is to illuminate, expose what is there, and light draws people's attention. And so for the last one, I'm kind of thinking about how people in my life, or even people on YouTube as well, have kind of shown their light, and how that's gained my attention. Specifically, like when I see YouTube videos of people doing just as I am right now, sharing the Gospels, sharing their own testimony, sharing, whether that be through a podcast or through just a random YouTube video, their love for the Lord, that draws my attention. That makes me just excited in an unexplainable way, because I see that these people love the Lord, and a part of me desires that, desires what they are doing, desires that relationship. And so I love that for those people, and I want that for myself as well. And so there was something that I also wanted to mention in these verses, is going back on Matthew 5:14 through 16. And let me read it again just so we can remember. But it says, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven." And so, actually, this is a great example. I have a lamp right behind me, and as you can see, it's not, sitting on the ground. It is on my dresser that is a very antique heirloom in my family. I don't know the history behind it, but that's for maybe another time. But this lamp is shown, and it's one of the main centerpieces of this dresser. And this lamp provides light to a large portion of my room when it is not, bright outside. And so I have several other lamps in here actually that I specifically use for light. I'm not a ceiling light person. I've always been a lamp person. I like the warm, cozy lights. And so I'm not putting my lamps and these lights on the floor for a reason, because if I put them on the floor, they're probably not going to illuminate as well as if I put them on my dresser or on my desk or on my nightstand. And so it's kind of the same thing. If you are, hiding, if you are sheltering, or putting yourself in a situation where you are, having your light just be completely, diminished and hidden from the world, then how are people supposed to reach you? How are people supposed to see your light if you aren't showing it, if you aren't putting it on a stand or putting it, here like this lamp is? And so there was something that the verses said that I wanted to kind of add on to this little topic, is a city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. A prominent city cannot be hidden. And so I also wanted to add, nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. Lamps are placed in higher and more seen places to help their light shine through. And I didn't plan my little lamp thing, but it just kind of happened because I like this area of my room. But it's a great example of light is not meant to be on the ground. Light is, because that's, there are so many places on the ground where it could be hidden or, shoved away. When it's in a high space like this, or when it is in a visible space, people are able to see it. And that goes for you as, a follower of Jesus. If you are hidden below, if you are just hiding, people can't find you. People can't see your light, see God's, your love for God. And so that is why we gotta show ourselves to the Lord, show ourselves to people. And so this kind of has been on my mind recently because I have been lacking in posting and just being hesitant and scared, because it is, a new thing for me, but I have a desire so deeply to share what I am learning and what God is doing in my life with others, and I can't do that if I'm hiding. And so that's kind of what I wanted to share today. But yeah, I hope that this maybe, taught you something, maybe you learned something new, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!